Hi.
Hi. Hey, you want your horse? Hi.
Did you know you can customize your horse's manes?
Yeah?
It's a mighty fine horse you have. I can change out her gear, maybe. Oh, actually, this horse is different from any I've ever seen before. She's so lovely and graceful. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure this little lady would absolutely hate it if you changed her mane or gear. So sorry about that. Okay, well, any horse but Epona. I'm a big fan of Epona being in this game, even if it is through an amiibo. It's just kind of cool to have. Epona was in, what, 2 Zelda games? Ocarina? Well, and Majora. A younger Epona was in Majora. And then Twilight. Twilight Princess. One of the Game Boy games? Was Epona in, which one? Four Swords Adventure? Really? And then 5 with Breath of the Wild. Even though it's not like a story-related thing. I don't know, so far to me, this game, between all the little references and all the races in the game, even though it's a brand new Zelda type game, like it doesn't feel very much like the older games on a whole. I also feel like it does justice to the series' history. Okay, I admit you helped. I didn't need it, so don't expect any thanks, but you can have this if you want. You're probably wondering what that stuff is. That's called Monster Extract. A guy named Kilton brews this stuff up at the Fang and Bone. It's kind of flavoring that makes any food taste amazing. I know it's made of monsters, but it's good stuff. Some weird stories going around about this Kilton character. He's obsessed with monsters. Say he does all kinds of hair-raising research with them. Came up with a bunch of strange stuff as a result. Kind of want to meet him at least once to see if the rumors are true, but he's a hard guy to track down. One source I trust says he's most often found at a skull-shaped lake in Akala, but I don't know the place. I do. Oh, I know the skull-shaped lake. Someone in chat just said, can I ask why you're streaming so early? And how long you plan on streaming for? I don't know, a few more hours maybe, but I'm streaming early because I'm addicted to this game hopelessly. I just wanted to play it. That's it. Now this one's not for you, folks. This one's for me. I mean, you're getting some streams out of it. They're not exactly high quality. But, hey, like I said, Blaster Master and Turok 2, soon. So I'll be mixing things up. Aside from just Fast Inspector Knight, which I'd like to do Fast Racing again. That's actually a really cool game. Here's another squirrel. Let's see if I can get this fucking thing. Got it. Fucking finally, fucking animals! I think the contempt and apathy I have for my audience is endearing, isn't it? Despite that, people at conventions are still really cool to me. It's weird, right? Here we go again. A lot of rain today, in-game. Oh, guess we're not going that way. Alright, I'll follow the road. Oh man, these fucking thunderstorms. Wait, how do you, strafe again as a horse? When you are a horse, there's a strafe button. I think it's ZL, perhaps? It's ZL. It doesn't work when you're going a certain speed, though, I don't think. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, another stable. Fucking stop that, lightning! Jesus! So now you can talk to other horses, Epona. You know, while the world is destroyed around us. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to East Akala Stable, the premier stable of the East. By the way, good sir, the outside is crunchy while the inside is chewy. Take one bite and your energy will go through the roof. Go on, try one of our Akala buns. They're delicacy straight from East Akala Stable. Thank you so much. Oh, one thing to note, Akala buns go bad fast since they're made of fresh ingredients, so you have to eat it here. That way we can ensure its quality. That okay? Thank you so much. That'll be 10 rupees. It's like that Hot Fire mixtape the dude was selling. He's like, he puts the thing in your hand. You have it in your hands, you're about to keep it. You begin to walk away. That'd be 10 bucks. Fuck. How was it? Amazing, right? That's odd. Your energy didn't go through the roof? I'll come back soon. Love is the answer. Hey. Huh. You know why he says that, right? because he's a beetle. And there's a song by a beetle called Mind Games, where the chorus is "Love is the answer." Here it is. So fuck you, Beetle, for infringing. That's a good song. I should listen to that again. I haven't listened to that in a few years. Beetle thinks I'm stalking him. But seriously, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop following me around. Who am I kidding? I love the attention. What are you looking for? Where do you keep getting these fucking arrows from? It's like raiding Moblin camps. Rumor Mill, Volume 4. This is Tracy. I have a taste for the rumors of worlds long gone and worlds yet to come. Everyone's gossiping in the present world. Here's my favorite bit of the latest news. Treasures of the falling star. The stars spread out in the sky like a tapestry. And across that expanse, you see one streak of light, a shooting star. And I've heard that there is treasure waiting where these stars have landed. The next time you see one, why not track it down and see where it lands? Tracy's recommendation, 4 out of 5. Too much water.
Oh.
Hello. Haven't seen you around here. Well, you sure have strange tastes. You look like someone who's traveled willy-nilly all over the world. What gives it away? The expression? Or the armor? Sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Nobo. I've traveled everywhere. But, at the end of the day, I like Akala best of all. That's why I'm pretty familiar with stuff around here. Something you want to know? Where's Hudson? Hudson? Oh wait, I know where he is. I'm not quite sure. Been hearing clanging and banging by Lake Akala. It's south of here. Why don't you go check it out? They really put a lot of dialogue into these characters. Hello. The blue flame. Sorry, I guess I was daydreaming. I've been so dull since I married into this family. I used to pass the time by staring at the lantern's blue flame, but the director at the Akala Ancient Tech Lab hasn't lit the fire in so long. The lab? Yeah, its director used to light the lanterns with a blue flame for his experiments, but he's getting up there in age now, so maybe he can't get out as often as he used to. I'm talking about the Akala Ancient Tech Lab right up this road if you haven't been. They remodeled it from an old lighthouse, so it's easy to spot. Colorful leaves gently falling, a fort that fell to the great calamity. Unspeakable sorrow surrounds this landscape. Hey, we meet again. Are you out traveling as well? I've traveled all over the world, and I'm happy to tell you about new places if you want. If you have a picture to show me, let's see it already. I know I've seen that spring and that goddess statue before. There's a place like this in the ruins at North Akala Valley to the west of here. It's pretty much directly west of here. I'm certain you'll be able to find it without any trouble. Sure is raining a lot. I've been on patrol duty lately. The name's Haas. Jeez, it's gotten dangerous around here lately. It has. Yes. Recently, I've been hearing about a suspicious guy named Kilton. He runs a shop called Fang and Bone. They say he goes around pushing some kind of cart night after night. He's been making people around here uncomfortable with his suspicious and otherworldly activity. Do you know Kilton? No? I see. Well, if you see any suspicious people, please tell me what they look like in detail. Really, if you see this Kilton character, tell me all the juicy details. I'm counting on you. Do you know what time it is? It's slime time. I mean shrine time. Also, I don't say this very often anymore, but thank you. I see a lot of resubs and just subs in general and Twitch Prime subs. I do appreciate it very much. I don't really say it, I don't call it out, but it's always appreciated. Thank you. And you don't have to. You could save your money or devote it to another streamer. I have no problem with that. And if you don't sub, you mean just as much to me as a Korok seed. Which is to say a whole lot. Get there, get there, get there, get there. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, fuck. Hole in one. Not really. Not really. Not really. Almost a hole in one. I wonder where's the... Oh. There's stuff behind there. There's another one in the back, hiding behind the guy. Or this is what you mean. Right here. Oh, this is, look at that. You can actually change direction of it. It's monkey ball-esque. And you know what they say, everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey. Did it not go in? What happened? The fuck happened? I guess I have to watch it go in? And that was another Beatles reference. For any of you sharp-minded folk. I do want to put that fucking Beatle Lego set together on stream at some point. But I might do it on my Red Vox channel so I can play, like tons of Beatles music. We could talk about the Beatles and, you know. It'd be fun. I also watched a movie that I loved when I was younger. It came out 10 years ago now. And it was just as good as I remembered it. And it's not everyone's favorite Wes Anderson movie, but Darjeeling Limited? You know, with Owen Wilson, yeah! And Adrian Brody, and Jason Schwartzman. I fucking love that movie. Yeah, there's a Redvox Twitch. It's just twitch.tv/Redvox, I think. That movie is like... oh, come on. I had this... That movie is, first of all, really, really beautiful to look at. It makes me want to go to India. But it kind of examines communication. Like, it's kind of almost a character study on communication between these three brothers. And how their lack of communication leads to all sorts of problems. And it's about, well, kind of almost a spiritual journey. And trains. Lots of trains. But it's awesome, and the soundtrack is awesome, and I would recommend it. Someone said, what movie? It's called Darjeeling Limited. It's one of Wes Anderson's movies. It came out 10 years ago. That's a movie I just found at the right time in my life. Like, when I needed to see it. And I was like, oh. Also, true story, that movie got me more into the Kinks. Because there's 3 songs from one of their albums. And they're all amazing. And now that album is one of my favorites. It's called Part 1, Lola versus the Power Man. And it's got Lola on it, and Ape Man, and a bunch of other really great songs. And the rest of the movie, I mean, the Rolling Stones' Play With Fire is on the soundtrack. That's one of my favorite Stone songs. And it's just a bunch of really weird, like, awesome Indian music for the rest of the soundtrack. And it's fantastic. I love that movie soundtrack. Wes Anderson has a really good ear for, like, music and tying the visuals to the music. Like Life Aquatic with the Bowie covers. It's so weird. But, I still haven't seen the newest one, the hotel one. But I think I'm gonna check that out, like, within the next week. While I'm chilling out. Like, before bed, you know. That's usually when I get a chance to watch movies. What the hell's the name of that movie? Hotel movie. Hotel Limited. I liked Moonrise Kingdom, that one was pretty good. I still haven't seen the fantastic Mr. Fox. Budapest Hotel. There it is. Grand Budapest Hotel. Before I redeem my, droplets, I'm gonna get one more shrine. Oh man, I have a really nasty habit of pressing the wrong button when I'm on the horse. Oh, son. Let us hold our horses. Where the fuck did you come from? Could you fuckers wait 5 minutes? 5 seconds? So I can complete my task of destroying the Guardian? Can I take a picture of my horse? Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah. It's just comes up as horse. Hello everyone, this is horse. Yes? How can I help you? I'm a fucking horse. I like to pound the pavement. I mean, this is more than just horse, I'm sorry. This is fucking Epona. It's a legendary horse. Frankly, that's like calling Patrick Stewart, Patrick Stewart. Alright, you call him Sir Patrick Stewart. So what, he's playing a poop emoji. The man demands respect. Commands respect, I should say. I doubt Patrick Stewart would demand anyone's respect. He just seems like a nice dude. I like watching him and Hugh Jackman. Like, just talk. There was a pretty good, there's some good promotional materials for Logan, where it's just him and Hugh Jackman Just shooting the shit. Just talking about the movie. All these discarded Guardians. Oh, man. Whoever lives here has got a little bit of a hard-on for Guardians. So, when asked, there was an interview, when asked what your adult star name would be, Patrick Stewart said Roger. For some reason. He said his adult porn star name would be Roger. And Hugh Jackman was like, it would just be Huge Jackman. Swear to God. I think, believe it or not, Movie Phone did that interview. But it's just 15 minutes of them talking. And it's great. Patrick Stewart is amazing. But yeah, he said Huge Jackman. He knows. He knows. He fucking knows. Alright, I've been procrastinating because I wanted to finish my story, but let's take a look. Some interesting music you've got here. It's... Hi. Hey, you! What are you doing here? Are you the one called Link? Yes. That's too bad. You were the legendary Link. Well, there would be something important I need to tell you. But how can I determine with full certainty whether or not you are the true hero? Yes, indeed. If you showed me the wounds your body suffered 100 years ago, that should prove you are truly Link. Okay. Yes, the number of scars on your body, just as I remember. Most of them seem to have healed, but they do not line up with the scars I know you got during the Great Calamity 100 years ago. Yes, I acknowledge you as the real Link, so let us begin. I am the lead guardian, researcher, and director of the Akala Ancient Tech Lab. Dr. Robbie. Wait, what? Why are these characters like this? In any case, I'm really impressed that you made it all the way out to this rather remote location. Did you perchance meet Pura and borrow her power? I met a child. Pura? A child? What? She really has a kid? Or do you mean that Pura aged backwards, and she's now a child? Pura got younger. Are you certain? So she's as crazy as ever. Well, okie doke. Well, knowing her, I'm guessing she screwed up some experiment. Yes, typical. Let us return to the subject at hand. Did you know that the Calamity is regaining its power? I know. I see. Then I don't need to tell you my story. Yes, I see. Well, in that case, the goal of our Sheikah Research Lab is simple, really. We aim to destroy the Calamity that has endured across time, to rid Hyrule of its dark influence, and above all, to rescue Princess Zelda, who is now a prisoner of the Calamity. We have worked ourselves to the bone conducting our research. For a time, I feared I'd pass before we could prevail. However, you, Link, managed to awaken before this old sack of flesh gave out. That means the time is now. Yes. You. Now is the time to join forces with us, Sheikah, yes? We must destroy the Calamity. Let's do it. And pose for a rock and roll concert, too. Yes, that is correct. You and I are going to join forces and put an end to the Calamity. And on that note, sorry for the long preamble, but I'd like to provide you with some ancient soldier gear. Did you catch all that? Cherry? The ancient oven creates ancient soldier gear, but I fear she's out of sorts at the moment. I'm afraid someone will have to bring the blue flame from the ancient furnace again. Yeah. I was just about to drift off into a peaceful slumber. And check it out. Oh boy, they're all posing. Everyone poses. How is that? I figured I'd give you an impression of Hateno Ancient Tech Lab's director, Pura, a shot. Maybe it was a bit much for the first time meeting you, though. Yes. Link, don't worry about it. It's all okay. What do you need from me? Who are you? Hey, I'm Jaren. Oh god, we're singing. Everyone's singing. Check it out! I'm an amateur scholar of an ancient history, to be honest. I've been focusing a lot on my research on shrines, so that reminds me. Link, there's somewhere you need to go. The left eye of Skull Lake. I know there's a shrine there, but it's a challenge to get it. The left eye of Skull Lake is higher up. The right one is lower down. If you run into Kilton, you're in the wrong eye. About Robbie. Robbie is one of the researchers of ancient civilizations. He was studying guardians at Hyrule Castle 100 years ago. Oh, Robbie. We're a half-century apart age-wise, but we never let that get in the way. He and I are married. You're married? Yes, indeed. Together we run the Akala Ancient Tech Lab. I've got a son as well. Have you got any other questions? Your son. That's right, I've got a son. His name is what? I saw him. Ooh. Well, that's good to hear. Grante is still a work in progress. Once he's done studying armor, I'm hoping to convince him. I just lied. I never met this guy. Convince him to take over my research. Got any other questions? Nope. Half-century apart, huh, Robbie, you old devil? Good shit. Can I put my clothes back on? No!
No, you shall not put your clothes back on, my boy. I need to see your scars to prove it's you.
But you've seen them already.
No! Just please leave, just for a moment, leave them off. And we're done.
What do you mean we're done?
I'm done examining you and your scars. Hands free!
Hands free what?
Nothing!
So yeah, that flame...
The ancient oven, you see, it's a bit out of sorts right now. Blue. Ancient furnace. An ancient furnace can be simply described as a singular place that gathers massive amounts of energy. Get the blue flame from Tumlia Heights, put it in the furnace, then the ancient oven would be fixed.
Cherry's even following me around from Animal Crossing into Zelda.
However, at my age, it's not so easy to climb mountains and cross rivers. And my wife is jealous of Cherry, so she refuses to get the blue flame for me.
Cherry?
That is the ancient oven. It's a machine I made to create ancient soldier gears, and she adorable, yes. My first love, she shares the name of my first love. You see, my wife isn't as crazy about her as I am. Yes, when I call her Cherry, my wife gets angry and throws things. That's why I call her the ancient oven now. You have any other questions? Yes, bye! I wish someone would light the furnace outside with a blue flame.
I hope I don't have to go all the way back to... Wait, do I really have to do that? You do. Fuck. Alright. You can glide to it, but you'll have to walk or horse ride back. Robbie's memoirs.
Let me start from the beginning. It was 100 years ago. Calamity Ganon had already swallowed Princess Zelda. Dr. Pure and I had already taken Link to the Shrine of Resurrection and left him to recover. Dr. Pure and I departed for Kakariko Village, where we left Lady Impa. All three of us couldn't stay together, of course. We couldn't risk Calamity Ganon getting us all in one strike. If that happened, there'd be no one left to deliver Zelda's message to Link when he recovered and woke up. We had to ensure at least one of us would be able to talk to him, so Dr. Pura and I set out to survive as long as we could. We were lucky. We found large amounts of ancient energy in the Nuclida and Akala regions. We could continue our research. Just as we had in Hyrule Castle, we could again set ourselves to finding some way to seal Calamity Ganon away. We decided who would go where in the only way, fair way, rock, paper, scissors. So I set out for Akala soon after. I was all set to go to Akala, but at first I decided to go with Dr. Pura to the ancient energy source in Nuclida. Actually, that implies I had any choice. Dr. Pura laid on a heavy guilt trip when I suggested her going alone. In a world as dangerous as ours, are you seriously asking me to travel alone? She's so darned pushy. Anyway, Dr. Pura promised Lady Impa that we'd meet again someday. Then she and I set out from Kakariko Village. But not before loading a cart with the guidance stone Dr. Pura had been using at Hyrule Castle. We traveled for some time south of the Pillars of Levia, across Lake Seala, and through Blatchery Plain. Then we came upon Fort Hateno. Link had battled an army of guardians there. And it was where he'd been defeated.
Really? So that's what all those dead guardians was all about.
A master swordsman such as Link, who had impressed King Roam enough to be made Princess Zelda's personal knight. Well, even someone like that has their limits. I'm sorry, Link. I spent so much of my life researching the Guardians. Even with all my knowledge, I wasn't able to give you the weapons or power you needed to succeed. Those were my thoughts as I looked upon the broken husks of the Guardians strewn about Fort Hateno. Lost in my thoughts, I didn't notice that Dr. Pura had slipped away. I knew Hateno Village wasn't much further along the road, and that the calamity had barely touched that area. I felt safe letting her continue on her own. We parted ways without even saying goodbye, I suppose. Stirring myself back to action, I set out on my own journey back toward Kakariko Village. With Dr. Pura escorted safely to Hateno Village, it was time for me to head to my new home in Akala. I returned to Kakariko Village to collect the remaining guidance stone, and then I immediately set out for Akala. I made my way through the Lanayru wetlands and headed towards Ternio Trail. I knew that once I'd crossed Akala Span, I would officially be in Akala. The autumn leaves brought some joy to my spirit as I crossed Shadow Pass and then headed north from Ordorak Quarry. Akala is known for its long stretches of nothing, just like this diary entry. I'd set out hoping that would still be the case. I was attacked by a guardian here and there as I went, but remember, I'd spent my life studying them. Dispatching them individually was no challenge at all. In time, I reached the lighthouse in Akala, a perfect place to keep an eye on the monsters out there. I unloaded my guidance stone and settled into my new home, and so began my life of solitary research. I knew I had to continue to research the ancient soldier gear for Link. He could wake up at any time. I quickly settled on a routine. First, I would carry the blue flame from Tumlia Heights. Next, I would melt the ancient materials, refine the result, and then shape it into ancient soldier gear. It's difficult to say how much progress I made on my research. The routine demanded so much focus day after day. But then I realized, or I had a clever thought, I realized I could automate the entire refinement process. It took some significant work, but I was able to successfully remodel the guidance stone. Thanks to my effort, it can refine any ancient material inserted into it and offer something in return. I named this machine Cherry, after the first girl I ever loved. My research didn't end with the creation of Cherry. Not at all. I realized that if she was able to refine the ancient materials, there was no reason she couldn't also manufacture ancient soldier gear, too. Anyone could make ancient equipment. I also decided that I'd wanted to be able to give her a voice so she could speak. I was filled with ambition then, but it was no easy task to make my dreams a reality, automating the manufacturing. This guy made a suckbot. Automating the manufacturing process was extremely difficult. It took me decades to figure out. I'll spare you the details of all the things that went wrong, but I will say it was complex enough that I had to put my desires to remodel Cherry on the back burner for a while. Days and months came and went before I even realized that I'd reached the ripe age of 90. I would have been lost in my work even then, but around that time a young woman named Jaren arrived. She'd first trained with Dr. Pura, and then Lady Impa had sent her to aid me. She quickly proved herself quite capable. She carried the blue flame from Tumlia Heights and even reworked and improved my designs for Cherry. The very fact that she had trekked all the way from Kakariko Village alone proved she was no ordinary girl. Her intellect, her spirit, in hindsight, isn't any surprise that we eventually ended up married. Thanks to Jaren's redesign, Cherry was soon crafting ancient soldier gear perfectly and speaking beautifully. She spoke better than any machine I'd ever heard. It would have been hard to tell she wasn't a native Hylian. If I said good morning, she'd respond with a sweet, "Good morning, Robbie." And then she was helpful. "Cherry, where'd I leave my book?" "It's the third book from the right on the second shelf, Robbie." She also knew to ask if she needed something. "Robbie, could you increase the furnace heat a little?" I'd always go personally to fetch more blue flame from Tumlia Heights. I didn't realize our interactions hurt someone. That someone was Jaren. Perhaps it was due to her namesake, but my exchanges with Cherry hurt Jaren. Despite the fact that she knew Cherry was only a machine, she still felt uneasy with my interactions with her. She was in tears when she told me. She knew it made little sense, and yet she couldn't help how she felt. I was devastated. I hadn't even realized the pain I was causing. Although Jaren had designed Cherry, she was now being hurt by her own creation. We agreed to restore Cherry to her original mechanical way of speaking. I took it upon myself to make the changes. From then on, I was careful not to refer to her as Cherry. Doing so would anger my wife. Instead, I called her Ancient Oven. Sometime later, Jaren gave birth to a baby boy, a beautiful young one who bore all the features of his mother. We decided to name him Grant. And together we passed the time as a happy family at Akala Ancient Tech Lab. It was unfortunately only a temporary peace. Princess Zelda did her best to contain Calamity Ganon. Around the time Grant turned 3, a letter from Dr. Pura arrived. It was a shock to receive it. The last time she'd written, it was to talk about an assistant from Kakariko Village whom she felt was useless. She was now writing to let me know she'd completed research on powering up the runes like stasis. Hearing this reinvigorated my interest in researching ancient soldier gear. Holy fuck! Grant grew up fast, and it wasn't long before he was towering over me. He loved to carry blue flame from Tumlia Heights, calling it a chance to train his body. I could see the curiosity in his eyes, and so I encouraged him to travel the world and see as much as he could. He'd always been independent, but I was still surprised when the very day I told him to travel, he left. Writing about Grant's training reminded me. A few days before he left, I thought it might be a good idea to have Grant study with Dr. Pura. I wrote to her to ask what she thought of such an idea, and she sent a letter that simply said, "Don't send anyone here!" I wonder what happened to her to make her say such a thing. Wait, is Grant the assistant? Did I somehow, like, just forget the dude's name? I don't know. Grant is not the assistant, okay. Grant is someone else. Okay, that is a fucking long... That is long. Well, there's where the flame is. Thought I had to go back to, the town, but I could just go here. I don't think I can get Epona over there. I can't. Fuck it. Well, this isn't so bad. It's a shame I can't just shoot the arrow into the distance like that, but... Okay, so I have to guess, I just have to light the way. Follow the torches. Or the braziers. And no, I'm not talking about women's. I'm talking about braziers. Braziers? How do you pronounce that? Brazers.com? Brazzers? Wow, you're a douchebag. I seriously need one of these moblins to use a mop. So I can make a highlight clip entitled Moplins. I already did the, you know, bokoblin with the mop. That's just not the same, you know. Do not throw rocks at me. I fuck you! Might be time for a little food. Got the guts, that's all that matters. You can't actually sprint while you're doing this. Now this is pretty much classic Zelda though. Using a torch or some kind of lantern to light fires. You know, burning down forests. Oh no. There it is. Fuck. I started climbing. Link entered a climbing animation. Why were there moblin guts just there on the floor like that? I guess a moblin might have got set on fire. What's special about moblin guts? I used them to upgrade my, my armor. My steel. Your soldier's shield broke? What? What? What do you mean? And again, I brought it inside for no reason.
Stealth suit. What about trek suit?
You, Link, listen up. My darling Cherry is back to normal. Such is the power of love. My love made Cherry well again. The furnace is lit.
she's gonna get mad.
Ah, well, thank you. Yes, quite. Now then, please take this as a gift of my gratitude now that Cherry is fixed.
There they are.
Well, they are made using secret Chica technology. With the addition of my upgrades, they have morphed into anti-calamity weapons, well, so to speak. Needless to say, they are an incredibly powerful type of ancient soldier gear. I like to call them ancient arrows. In addition to ancient arrows, Cherry can make all kinds of ancient soldier gear. So if you're looking to acquire some, I'll give your ancient materials and rupees to Cherry.
Rupees.
Did you hear that? Oh, forgive me, Link. Ever since the fall of Hyrule Castle, we haven't had much in the way of funds for our research. That's why I thought you might be willing to, well, help us out with rupees. Lots of them. I beg of you. And then let's do it, The two of us, as soon as possible. Yes, let's conquer the calamity for a small premium.
Hey, hey. Beep. Familiar name missing. Oh, man. Yeah, this shit ain't cheap. This stuff looks cool. The ancient cuirass. The greaves. But this just looks like something out of a Devo music video. You know, or like a spacesuit that a conehead would wear. And I don't mean that as like some kind of weird slur. I'm talking about the movie Coneheads from the early 90s. Eventually, I'll have to get some of this stuff. Go back to the furnace. Well, what do you want me to do here? I can't really afford anything, just arrows. I have an option to ask the dude who he is. Who are you again? After that massively long, diary entry. I'm sorry, can you just, refresh me? Who are you?